Hey everybody, this is Howard, the Teaserking, coming to you with my analysis of what happened in week one in the NFL. I just did my college one, so I'm on a roll. Let me talk pro. Um, I usually like to talk surprises and then teams on a loss and things like that to prepare for the next week. As I mentioned, over-unders. I hit every freaking over-under. It was really scary. It would help if I had week one out. I'm already looking at week two. The over, I hit every over under but the Dallas Giant game, which was 46, so it was 40 so I missed it by a point. I had Pitt over yesterday, and St. Louis was my lock under. Um, when I tweet out I got a lock, you guys need to get it because these things are gold. The only lock I lost in the pros was Arizona. How they lost to no Brady, no Gronk, linebackers out is just unbelievable. And they could have won it at the end. I had 6. I was laying a half a point or 0, and the guy rushed the field goal, which was too bad. If he made it, it would have been a perfect week. Actually, I was 10-1 because I forgot about the Carolina-Denver game. See there, I had Carolina plays Denver, a tough game. What do? I play the under in the game, and I don't worry about it. And the under comes in. The under was 47.5, 21-20, Denver, Carolina, and that's why I like the teaser, because the problem is when you're betting before the game, like you look at Carolina, Denver, and Denver's laying 3. What do you do with it? You don't want to take Carolina laying 3 at Denver. Denver's a very good home dog. They're a very good home team, so maybe you take Denver and 9 with it. The over-under of 41, 41.5. What do you do with that? I mean, it's right in the middle, and the game fell right on it. So that's where the teaser comes in. I know a lot of people, I want to play the game straight. I get that. Believe me, I've been doing this since 1970. I've been handicapping since 77. So my point is, believe me, I know what it is to bet it straight. You want to bet straight, go bet baseball, go bet basketball. Football, the 6 points is beautiful because of the touchdowns, and it makes a lot of losers winners. And that's the point. That's why you got to trust the teaser. You got to know how to bet the teaser. You can't play everything the same amount. And like I think I had the Giants in 2 teasers. I had the over in the Raider game in 2 teasers. Arizona in 2 teasers. The Rams in 2 or 3 teasers. And that's really what you want. I had Michigan in 2 teasers. They were a lock. Florida in 2 teasers. They were a lock. The Florida under. That's what you do. That's how you win betting teasers. You got to move it around. You can play a 5 or 6 team teaser. Just play it for a small amount. You can't get carried away and bet $100 on 16 teasers. You're not going to, you'll have that one loser. So you really got to concentrate on 2 team teasers, pound them hard, and maybe a 4 or 5 teamer very small that won't hurt you. That's the best way to play it. So anyway, any surprises? Let me see here. Not really. San Diego blew the lead again. That was great. I had San Diego in 13, and everybody, how could you call San Diego? And it was an easy call because San Diego was San Diego is 25-4 as a road dog. They're now 26-4 as a road dog. That's how I can play San Diego. That's the beauty of my trend analysis that I do on these trends here. See, I got all these in teaser trends. So this tells you to play with. This tells you to bet against. It's by team. So you can see here, it's by team, home favorite, home dog, road favorite, road dog. So it breaks everything out for you perfectly. So when you are looking and analyzing a game, you go, wow, San Diego is 27-4, 25-4 as a road dog for the last 4 years. It's not hard to make the pick. Oh, I didn't take San Diego. They're getting 6. I get 13. They're healthy. As long as Woodhead and Melvin Gordon are playing and Gates and Rivers, they're a very strong team. They might not have that defense because Joey Bosa is a baby and doesn't want to sign for $5 or whatever. The guy makes $10 million and he's crying for a few thousand, and the team can't stop the win. Um, so I mean, basically, they just don't have. So they're a perfect over. That's what you learn. They're an over team. They can't stop the other team very well, but they can score, and that's the perfect over team. But in this case, they were a perfect dog, especially against Kansas City, who's not that strong of a home favorite. So I give KC credit for coming back, but I had the game won in the second quarter when it was 21-3, and I'm getting 12. I got 33-3 lead in the NFL. It's all over. Buffalo seems to be a very good under, very good. Baltimore didn't score much, but the problem is Buffalo can't score either. Their quarterback's terrible. Jacksonville, maybe they're getting a little better. We'll keep an eye on them. I like Green Bay. Got the W. Seattle, what happened to them? But they got the. I like how Sue stepped on Russell Wilson's foot, just like you did Aaron Rodgers. He's such a dirty player. But with that said, Miami has no quarterback. Tannehill's terrible. Their best quarterback's Brandon Dougherty from Western Kentucky. It's funny, the Jets have Bryce Petty from Baylor. Why aren't they using these quarterbacks that are obviously better than what they got? And they're scared because they haven't played. Well, if you don't play them, they'll never have experience. But they played in college and threw 80 points a game. What makes you think they can't play quarterback? This is what blows my mind. Dougherty throws 50 points, 500 yards a game at Western Kentucky. Don't think he can throw the ball, or what is your problem? And the same thing with Petty at Baylor. Do you not think he can throw? Unbelievable. Bad coaches, my God. And then you got Fitzpatrick and you got Tannehill, and you wonder why you can't win the games. Because your best quarterback's sitting on the bench because you won't play him because he's a rookie or a second-year guy. Just really blows my mind. Dallas and the Giants. The Giants, the dog there, and the Giants were 11-1. Dallas, I had them when they were 1-point favorite. I jumped on it. It went Giants -1, but if I see it going, I immediately bet it with Prescott anyway. So I had the Giants in 7. I was never in trouble there. But that's where the trend comes in, because I do head-to-head trends. So the Giant-Dallas trend in New York was the Giants are 11-1, the dog's 11-1. The Giants were 13-2 as the dog in the series. And Dallas is a weak home favorite. Whenever Dallas is a home favorite, bet against them. They're 19-3 now. They're 20-3 when they're a home favorite if you bet against them. Arizona was shocking. New England got the win, put up 23 on that defense. I'm just absolutely stunned. And I would bet that if Brady's not playing and you're playing in Arizona, and Arizona as a home favorite is, here's Arizona as a home favorite. They're 16-2 their last 18, beating, I think their only loss was to Seattle, and I don't remember the other one, but I mean they're 16-2 as a home favorite. And you don't have Brady, and you don't have Gronk. I mean, how do you bet New England in that game? Tell me, because I know the spread went from 6-9, and it's just you lose. You gotta make that bet. If you lose, you lose. Just unbelievable. Pitt looked good against Washington. That's an over team. And then yesterday, the Frisco St. Louis. St. Louis, he's probably not that bad of a quarterback. Frisco. This is probably their one win of the year. Gabbert looks like he's terrible. Anytime you see a quarterback go back and then run in the NFL, it's bad enough in college. It means he's a terrible quarterback because he should throw to his receivers, but he has no confidence. So eventually teams will spy him and they'll knock him out, and that'll be it. He won't last, and he's a terrible quarterback. He's a good runner, but not this is the NFL. You don't run. I don't look for Frisco to do a whole lot. But St. Louis isn't that bad, but St. Louis is an under team. They're both under teams. That was the lock. They're at 44.5, under 50, and it was never even a question that it would go over. I knew that was an under the whole way. So basically, let's look at teams off of a loss that'll be pretty pissed off. You got a good team in Carolina off of a loss. You've got I'm only looking at good teams, and there's not that many in the NFL now. Carolina, Arizona. That's it. So Carolina and Arizona off of a loss. They're both at home this week. Carolina's laying 13 to, what is it, Cleveland? No, San Francisco. And Arizona's at home laying 7 to somebody. Where's Arizona? They're laying 7 to Tampa. So I'll look for Arizona to blow out Tampa. Probably a high-scoring game because Tampa seems to be able to score, but I think they're going to have problems here. And look for Carolina to just annihilate San Francisco. Kuechly and Davis are not going to allow Gabbert to run. He can't throw, and I would look for Newton to have a big day. After facing Denver's defense, I think they'll be much stronger. So I look for that. Otherwise, really, it's just, was there any real surprise? Minnesota, they got Hill played well enough. Their defense is solid. They're a good under team, Minnesota. Philly, Wentz, did he look okay? Well, he's playing Cleveland. Let's see how he does against the better teams. Oakland, they scored a lot. New Orleans, that should have been a lock over. I didn't play it as a lock, but I should have. There comes a time when you have 6 locks that you're like, what else can I lock? Now, I was going to lock them, and I was going to lock the Giants and San Diego, but it was like, how many games can I lock? But Oakland is very good offense, and still weak defense. So what you're doing is I'm marking each team over or under. Like, for example, Oakland, New Orleans, both good over teams, and the over-under was only 50, so I went over 44, and they scored 69. That's like Detroit and Indy, both good quarterbacks, weak defenses. So really what you're looking for is good quarterback play. When you have 2 really good quarterbacks playing, probably going to get an over. When you have 2 weak quarterbacks playing, you're probably going to have an under. And when you have a good quarterback playing a weak quarterback, you're probably going to want to bet the good quarterback. It's a lot like I do in baseball. When the aces pitch, I go under. When the 5 starters pitch, I go over. When the ace plays the 5, I play the ace. And I think it's the same thing here. The better quarterbacks, I think, won all over. And when you had a close one like Detroit and Indy, you could just play the game over, or you take the dog. Arizona, New England, that was a little different. But Pitt and Washington, Roethlisberger, but Cousins isn't any good. He's from Michigan State. I like Michigan State, but he's terrible. He's not a good pro. He's the bottom of the barrel quarterback. So there you have Roethlisberger against that. St. Louis and Frisco, neither team had a quarterback, so you play the game under. You don't try to guess it. Like St. Louis, before I might have taken St. Louis in 3.5. I think Frisco stinks. Now it's so much easier. I just go under on the game. It's under 50. They scored 28. I lay back. I don't care. Just don't score. And it's so much easier. Like New Orleans and Oakland, just go over. Unless you have a clear, dominant dog like San Diego and the Giants, you just go over or under on the game. We're like Philly, Cleveland. I wasn't sure about the quarterback, so I bet the game under, and 39, and the over/under is 42, so you cut it to 48. It's no sweat. I was very careful to take. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of teams to play. It was mostly the over/unders. So Minnesota, great defense, no quarterback. They're a perfect under team. That's a team that you're just going to play unders with. They played Green Bay at home. It's tough to play an under with Aaron Rodgers. The question is, can Sean Hill stay with them? And it's going to be close. But Green Bay on the road's not. It's a bet against when they're the favorite on the road. So I'll probably take Minnesota in that game. But it's where you need the defense and Peterson. So it should be a close game there. But St. Louis and Seattle should, especially if if Russell Wilson doesn't play, but he'll play, but he's got a sprained ankle. If he doesn't play, it's an under. It's a lock under against St. Louis. St. Louis can't get a first down, and Seattle is not going to get a first down without Wilson. Although, be aware of Trevor Boykin, the quarterback from TCU. Seattle was smart enough. They didn't even draft him. They just picked him up as a free agent. That guy is great, so keep an eye on that. You'll definitely don't. I can't think of the word. Don't underestimate Seattle with Trevor Boykin. He'll light them up. He'll score points. He's like Russell Wilson was. So keep an eye on that. Outside of that, Green Bay's Green Bay. They look good. Seattle got the win. Miami under team. Really, you just look at the quarterback now. You got like Dak Prescott at Dallas. Is he going to be an over and under? Is he really good? Is he not? So we'll find that out. But at this point, we don't know. Now they're playing at Washington. Cousins stinks. Prescott should be able to keep him in the game. That could be an underplay but Washington's an over team, so don't play an over team under. But you might take Dallas in the points, and that's the beauty of the teaser. Washington's favored by 3. You take Dallas in 9. It's a whole different bet. The odds on winning that bet go from 50-50 to about 90-10. And then you look at the teaser trends, and in the teaser trends, you look at, let's see, Washington-Dallas. I'll do that game for you. Washington's laying 3 over under 45. How do you touch the over under? You don't know how Prescott is. Washington's an over team. Dallas and the favorite are the favorite's 9-2. Dallas is 4-1 the last 5 in Washington, and Dallas is 15-2 as a road dog. Washington, if you play against them as a home favorite, it's 18-4. So Washington at home as favorite. You take the other team. Dallas is a road dog, is 15-2. So you have a very strong road dog playing against a really weak home favorite, and the series favors Dallas. This is a Dallas play getting 9. Well, that's how I do it. So you don't know Dallas. If Romo, it's an over, right? If Romo's the quarterback, it's an easy over. Prescott probably will go over, but we got to see what he looks like. So anyway, that's what you're doing. There really isn't surprise. I mean, the rookies. Okay, the kid at Wentz at Philadelphia. Okay, outside of that is pretty much the same old, which is fine. Rivers and Taylor stinks at Buffalo. Flacco, Baltimore. Chicago with Cutler, and they're terrible. Houston, Osweiler, he's not very good. They're still an under team. Jacksonville, maybe they can score more. They look improved. Let's keep an eye on them. How are they on the road? Miami, still no offense. And the Giants look good enough. Detroit, no defense. Indy, no defense. And you go down the list. Arizona. If Arizona doesn't crush Tampa this week, then there's a problem in Arizona. And I'm beginning to think Carson Palmer is a very big choke because he barely beat Green Bay and they should have had him easy. Goes to Carolina, gets crushed. Here he loses to New England. So anytime he plays a really good team, he chokes up. So I'm beginning to lose interest in Carson Palmer. Pittsburgh with Roethlisberger, they're definitely an over team. And the Rams and the Niners are under. So basically, that's your league. That's my thought. I think it's stupid what they did to Brady. The NFL, the reason they don't let you hit the quarterback is because they don't want the quarterback injured. So here they suspend him for deflating balls. If he did or he didn't, who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. It's 2 years ago. What are you going to suspend somebody because 5 years ago they had marijuana? I mean, the thing's so stupid. Quit suspending players. What are you doing? This is a league of injury. So the players are going to get injured and be out anyway. Why the hell would you want to suspend them for 4 weeks for marijuana or deflating a ball 4 weeks or all this stuff? It's insane. This commissioner's the dumbest commissioner in the world. You don't want to not... If Tom Brady gets injured is one thing, but you don't want to take Tom Brady out of the game. You don't want to do that in anything. I mean, it's just incredibly stupid. So all this where the guys are sitting out is the wrong thing to do. Just fine them. Take $1 million out of their pay. Don't have them miss games. There's no point in missing the games. You don't want them. They're injured, or Brady. You tune in to watch Brady. You don't. Oh, well, he deflated a ball. Maybe. We don't know. There's no proof of it. Why is he sitting out 4 games? It's insane. Anyway, I'll have a boatload of NFL games again this week. Again, I'm telling you, with this over/under analytics that I've created and the teams, it's getting. I was 10-1, and probably I should be right around there most of the time. You'll get your few games, but the games I used to lose are taking the dog, let's say. Now it'll be more of an over/under, and the way I'll lose it is an under team scores a lot or an over team doesn't, but normally they should. And so 90% of the time, what should happen will, and it's that 10% when Boise and Washington State should score 100 points don't. That happens once in a while, and that'll be my losers, but I'll probably be way up there in percentage this year. All right, anybody, if you have any questions or comments, email me, www.teaserking.com. Leave me a comment here, and I'll definitely work with you. Some people don't have all the money up front, so I'm able to do a payment plan with them. Pay me a couple payments. If you want to break on the year or you want to break on the monthly games, you can't afford it, but you want the picks, I'll definitely work with you on that. My goal here is that you win money. I'm charging because it's a business, and I like to eat and pay my rent, but I basically, as long as we hammer the bookies and we win. I was really happy the Rams won, not just for me, but it was my lock, and a lot of people won money on it, so that made me feel really good, especially after the Arizona game that had them even and they can't win. Was unbelievable. But anyway, have a great week, everybody. www.teaserking.com. Thank you very much for watching.